Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to another episode of Ball Chat. I'm your host, Benton. Online, we are online, Biggs, and come on for the Mother's Day festivities. Come on, happy Mother's Day, and how are you doing?
Thank you, and I'm doing great.
And Biggs, I hope you're treating your wife and mother to a wonderful Mother's Day. But how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm treating them to the best Mother's Day possible for 2019. But me personally, I am at peace.
You're at peace. You're at peace. So, football lovers, as usual, we're going to review the week's happening in football, and it was a fantastic week. And big up to all mothers out there, all across the earth. Love, respect, and honor to the mothers out there, because we love them and we cannot be here without them. And Daddy, don't worry, Funa Day will come. But kick your show off. We're going to kick it off with our ballers and bugs as usual. Ballers being the most impressive players of the week, and then segue to the bugs, and then wrap it up with football in Europe. We don't have time for waste man football this week, so no football in Americas this week. So we're just going to focus on football in Europe. Come on. Who is your baller of the week, our ballers?
My baller of the week is Nathaniel Mendez-Laing from Cardiff City. He scored 2 goals today versus Manchester United to show that Manchester United is a bug side.
Wait, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You have so many games to play this week. You had Champions League, you had EPL, and you went out and picked a little worthless Cardiff player for ball of the week. I give you another shot. Another shot again. Come on. Who is your ballers and ballers of the week?
I am taking the Cardiff one because he relegated. They had nothing to play for, but he went out there and he scored 2. Mad props to Liverpool for beating Barcelona. I didn't want to talk about it. Tottenham, yeah. So I was staying away from Champions League because I'm still hurt. So I'm sticking with my Cardiff, man.
So, all right. So since it's Mother's Day, I won't pressure you too much. But just let this be this one time. Biggs.
The obvious, Lucas. Mr. Lucas Moore. So, definitely for that hat-trick, beating Ajax, beating the soap side in Netherlands. The Mafgita Lucas.
Lucas Moura, impressive. All right, so I just had 3. And Lucas Moura is one of them, of course, for the hat-trick against Ajax. But really, a discarded player from PSG, the man who they decide to discard and bring in Neymar for ball of the week also to Fabinho, not Chelsea. Liverpool. Fabinho of Liverpool. Come on, I know you don't want to acknowledge it, but Fabinho was absolutely magnificent. The tackling in the midfield, kicking up Messi, kicking up Suarez, kicking up Busquets. Fabinho turned strong fence around a Liverpool corner, so he gets a ball of the week for me. And Vincent Kompany, what a goal he scored this week against Leicester City.
For real.
Rockstone, can you imagine that? So Vincent Kompany, captain, is my ball of the week also. He led his team to the championship, to the EPL champion, and that's why you need a leader, and he's definitely a leader. So those are my ballers of the week. Now to segue, come on, bugs of the week. I'm sure you have a lot.
You know what? Barcelona. The entire squad. You forced me to talk about Champions League. I was going to hop, skip, and jump over it. Barcelona had a 3-0 lead and went into Liverpool without Liverpool having Salah and get beat up by a bench player. I am so upset. So them really are the bugs of the week. The entire Barcelona squad.
I mean, talk your mind, come on. Get it out. If you want to call name, call name.
Wait, you put her on the couch.
Yeah, put her on the couch as a therapy session.
No, it's sad, man. It's absolutely sad. I can't blame Ajax. I'm not going to give Ajax the bug of the week because they played their heart out. They were just unlucky with the last kick of the game, the unlucky bounce. But Barcelona, you give up 3-0. It's mind-boggling. 2 years in a row. It's crazy.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
That is
yes,
the
yes.
key. That 2 year word is the key.
Biggs.
Well, let me tell you something. After the first leg, Barcelona versus Liverpool, in the 95th minute, Liverpool had a corner and Barcelona broke away 3-1. And Mr. Dembele got the ball on the penalty spot, up 3-0. Simply needed to control and put the ball in the corner. And I said in the chat, wouldn't it be funny if this missed chance, Barcelona come back and rule it? I'm not going to blame Dembele for the second leg, but I'm going to blame them. The whole of Dembele's year was culminated in one kick that Barcelona invested so much in this baller, and they're not getting the returns, and they really needed that fourth goal. So Dembele, my bug of the week, bug of the year.
All
That
right, all right. Ash bug of the year, Ash bug of the week. For a man who didn't even play.
He should
He
have
was a bug
scored.
last week.
He should have scored. That fourth goal would have counted. Think about it.
Yes, yes, I agree. I agree. I think that four goals. So, but my bugs of the week and sticking with Barcelona. Now I'm calling name. President, coach Ernesto Valverde, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Felipe Coutinho, Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets. Bug of the, in fact, you know what? Bug of the year. Bug of
But
the year. And the reason why you get bug of the year, my granny used to say, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The same thing happened last year against Roma. I know the same thing happened this year against Liverpool. If Barcelona had scored or won by 5-0 in the first leg, I almost certain that Liverpool would have scored six.
Oh, come on.
Barcelona
Come on.
was
Come on.
absolutely pathetic.
Nah.
They got roughed up, they got shackled, they got kicked in the belly. Both side. Runner, and then the coach need to get fired, president need to get voted on. Lionel Messi, start wind down this Barcelona thing, cause the club need to move on. Felipe Coutinho, dash way. Luis Suarez, dash way. Sergio Busquets, dash way. Jordi Alba, dash way. Ernesto Valverde, dash way. Bugs of the week. Me
it
done.
sound like it
Come
sound
on,
like it sound like you keep PK. Coming out here premium
no,
call.
dash way. The whole side need to get dash way. Come on, in fact, you never want to call name, but I will call names. So those are the bugs and ballers of the week. It was a pathetic display by Barcelona. They did
hold
not
on.
enter that field.
But hold on.
They got killed by Liverpool.
No, but in Kevin is not here because he's on assignment. So I'm going to talk in his defense. Let us not take anything away from Liverpool. Because I
Yes.
said before, in the first leg, when you look at the match facts and watch a game, use your eyeball test, I was wondering how Liverpool was 3-0 down at the end of that game. So the gap between both teams are not that big. And I think overall is really a one-goal difference. It just happened that it was lopsided on one side and it lopsided on the other. But it really is a fair result. 4-3 is a fair result.
You know what?
Well-
I agree. I agree because over both legs, and I don't want to say it as a supporter of a team. You never want to say the opposition is better, but Liverpool was a better team.
Yeah.
They
Yes,
were
yes.
the better team in the first leg, but they were just unlucky, and they showed that they were the better team. Can you imagine putting 4 Barcelona?
Yeah. They were the better team. They were absolutely the better team over the two legs. And big up to Kevin, a.k.a. King Shango, for calling it correctly. He called the score correctly. He
Yeah.
called the outcome correctly. So I'm sure certain followers made their money after your prediction, Bridget. So big up to him for calling it correctly. The Barcelona issue is that the same thing happened last year. and they went out and signed Vidal, and it did not rectify the issue. So bug of the year for them, as my brethren Baller said. Bug of the year. Now let us segue to football in Europe and talk about what happened today. Today was title deciding Sunday in the EPL. And get your thoughts on it. Come on. You ready? You're celebrating a Manchester City victory?
Of course, I am.
Give us your thoughts on the day's proceeding. Come on. And your thoughts. You think overall Man City was the best team this year?
You know what? This with the stats, it's kind of weird to say that they were the best team. Liverpool only lost once, and it's kind of like mind-boggling to really think about it. For the entire campaign, aside only lost one game and still ended up coming second. So it's like, it's kind of crazy in a sense, but hey, I was always, hoping that Man City would win it. And it's kind of nice that Pep came. This is his third season. The first year didn't go so well. The first season didn't go so well. And then now he's back-to-back champion. So it's fitting because they did play good football. Somebody asked me a question today. They said if the Premier League is the best team in the entire world, football world, and Manchester City won that league, is Manchester City the best team in the league? Logically, you would say yes, but I guess as a football lover, you would say no, because we've seen teams play better in other leagues or whatever. But I am very glad that Manchester City won and not Liverpool, because I would have to move out, because my husband is a Liverpool fan.
So congrats to Manchester City, the first team to repeat as champion since Manchester United did it in 2009. 4 EPL titles in the decade for them. They set up 14 wins in a row to secure this title. Your thoughts on them, Biggs?
Why I think it was the reason why I personally love the Premier League, and I think it's a banner year for the Premier League. This is a year that the Premier League can now come out and say, look, all the sponsors come on board with us because we have millions of viewers that watch our games up until the last day. Now, from the team perspective, it's kind of unfortunate for Liverpool that there's nothing for second place.
Yeah.
And it would have been nice if in this scenario we had a playoff, just as a neutral fan, because I don't really care about either team.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see the both of them play. Like when you have
Yeah.
the FA Cup final, it would have been nice if you have a Premier League final. This would be the year where that game should be decided. Even though City finished with more points, so all the City fans them were going to come at me now. Don't come at me right now with that.
Yeah.
But the reality is both teams are very good, and I would really love to see them keep playing at this pace.
Yeah. Exceptional year for both teams. They were the standard bearer in the EPL. City finished the year on 98 points. Liverpool finished on 97. Down in third, Chelsea is in third with 72 points, and Spurs finished fourth with 71 points. They were the benchmark. I mean, remember at some point during the year, Liverpool held a 7 points gap ahead, and then they blew it. So credit to Manchester City and what they've done. Now Pep goes in for the FA Cup title for try to win a domestic treble next week. I can't remember the last time we see a domestic treble in the EPL in England. That is. So it's been an impressive year for them, and credit to them and their spenders for making smart investments. Um, Come on, any other thoughts on the EPL? I know we'll do an overall EPL recap at the end of the season next week and get down into the nuts and bolts. But any other thoughts on title winning there?
Yeah, Chelsea was the only team not to score. Chelsea and Leicester, the only game, which is disappointing.
And Manu,
So
Manu too.
no, Manu got scored on by 2-0. Chelsea didn't get scored on. Leicester didn't get scored. So that's 0-0. I don't know what you're talking about, Manchester United. I wouldn't even mention it. So they is and Chelsea is third, which is I think it's good for some people. For me, it's not good because no, Sarri is in the Europa final and he qualified for Champions League and he's third. So does that mean that we're going to keep Sarri? We're not going to get rid of Sarri. We're not going to send Sarri and Jorginho packing. So I am disappointed in the Chelsea coming third and him being there. Our what's his name? Baswai, he scored 2 goals today for Crystal Palace. I would
Yeah.
love for him to get the opportunity next season with Chelsea to kind of like get rid of Higuain because he's not even better. So we need to bring in our players and so we can, compete next year. But today the games were pretty much as expected, except the Manchester United team. The game they lost to an already relegated Cardiff City, which is embarrassing. So I don't know if Ole is going to be in or Ole is going to be out. I leave that to Juna to talk on. But it was a good game today, a good day today with all these games. So I'm really happy how it turned out.
Yeah. Credit to Mercer, sorry, and Chelsea for finishing in the top four. Um, Biggs, your Cardiff, your United lost to Cardiff today, and any thoughts on that defeat, and what would you like to see done going forward with this Manchester United team? I saw some fans heckling Paul Pogba at the end of that game. I mean, I know we don't want to delve on both side, but you're the Manchester United, so give your opinion.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm at peace, and I maintain my stance that I'm at peace. Um, I, I have never been a professional football player, and I can only guess what goes through the mind of a professional football player that are millionaires. But for me, though, as a fan watching my team play today, this was a game where after the Everton game, Ole came after the Everton thrashing. Ole came out and said, this is unacceptable, blah, blah, blah. The same spill he did over the last couple of weeks, right? Then I came on Ball Chat and said, I expect a response against Manchester City. There was some level measure of response against City, but wasn't enough because the talent was big and the obvious was there. Now, Ole came out and said, after the other game, the game before this one, he came out and said, some players will not be playing at you've seen the last of some players at Manchester United, right? Some players will never wear this shirt again. With all that being said, I expected whoever got a game today, I expected them to say, yo, I am going to fight for my career next
Yeah.
year. Nobody did that. Apart from Greenwood. Greenwood play ball today. Big up Greenwood, another young baller. I think Ole made a big mistake, and I'm probably talking too long about Manchester, but give me 2 minutes.
Oh, take your time. Talk
Yeah.
your mind.
I think Ole made a detrimental mistake with the starting lineup today.
Okay.
Play the young ballers. Yes, you played Greenwood. But then bring on the next, I can't remember his name slipping me right now. The short central attacking midfielder came on in the second half. He should have started. Play your academy players. Valencia should have started. I think he did. Yeah, Valencia didn't start. Dalot started. Start Valencia. Start Herrera. Start those players. These French players should not have gotten a game. Pogba is done at Manchester United. I like Paul Pogba as a football player. He made me a believer halfway through the season. But what I saw today was just utter rubbish. And I'm at peace. I'm at peace. Moving forward, though, what Manchester United need to do is one of two things. If I was the owner, forget about Woodward. If I was the owner, I would sit down and make a conscious decision. I'm either going to continue with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or I'm going to continue with this team that I have. But both of them cannot be in the same vicinity. This team has quit on LVG, they have quit on Mourinho, and they have quit on Ole Gunnar.
Yeah.
Solskjaer needs a young team that respects him. If Solskjaer is going to be the coach next year, gut the team. I mean, everybody get gutted. Everybody. I'm
Why
not
Manchester
even.
United take a long time, eh?
No, but I'm just saying, got them. It's either you got them and keep Ole, or you get rid of Ole and you get rid of the fat. But you can't. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, and the player that you were referring to is what? Angel Gomez.
Yeah, Angel Gomez. Yeah, yeah,
Angel Gomez.
Gomez. Yeah.
He said this is what happened with ball chat when you waste time at Bogside. But ball chat followers and football lovers, we want to celebrate the title winners, Manchester City. They are the new empire in the
Go
city
easy.
of.
Go easy. Calm down. Calm down.
They are the dominant team. And come on, I know you're not a fan of Liverpool, but what do you think of Liverpool in this second place, and what do you see going forward? Do you think psychologically this will hurt them going forward into next year after going so hard this year and finishing in short?
No, but think about it. Remember, they still have one major trophy to play for. Remember that
Yeah.
they're still in the running for Champions League, and I don't want to say it with my husband here out loud because then he would think I'm folding. But
Mm-hmm.
I see Liverpool beating Tottenham to win this trophy.
Mm-hmm.
If Liverpool wins this trophy, the Champions League trophy, I'm going to think that the belief is going to be so high, they're going to brush off the disappointment of not winning the EPL, and they're going to go forward next season and do the same thing. Because it's not like that. It's not like so the talent is not going to be there. Talent is still going to be there. The Klopp is still going to be the coach. His philosophy is still going to be the same. So all they have to do is put one foot, in front of the other and keep moving. At the
Right.
end of the game, the fans were still in the stands. They weren't disappointed. I mean, they were disappointed not to be winners, but they were still proud of the team. So when
Okay.
you have supporters and coaches and players and fans behind you, I mean, the sky's the limit. I see
Yeah.
Liverpool pushing for the trophy again the same way next year and making the league one of the best leagues in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and,
And
and real quick to add to what Cameron just said.
yeah.
The mentality of the fans, just like what Kevin have been preaching all year. Liverpool have a good starting 11, but their bench is weak. The fans are sitting there knowing that if my team can push this 400 million pound in 1 year spending side to the brink and only lost by 1 point, and knowing that I am going to retool next year, because let's face it, Man City is not going to get exponentially better. But Liverpool can get exponentially better just with 3 signings. So as a Liverpool fan, those fans should be sitting down saying, if I am this close, this early in the project to becoming a dynasty, imagine what will happen when I grow and get even better players.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is a different mentality. It's a different mentality.
Yeah, so this is year 4 in the project, though. It's not early.
Yeah, but they started from way back.
So
Look at where Liverpool was fighting for top 4, and
yeah,
and their fans would have been happy if them finish 5 and give a good fight. And look at where they are now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
which is true. And I
yeah,
remember Liverpool is not no they're not known for making good signings because
mhm.
when they got the Suarez money, who did they go out and buy? What's his name from Southampton? Ricky Lambert.
Ricky Lambert, yeah.
You understand me? They had Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, so Junior is right. So even though this is year 4 in the project, look at
Mhm.
it. You almost win the EPL and you're in Champions League final. I don't look at it as a failure. I look at it as a success. And you have the best player in the Premier League in a defender.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah,
I see Liverpool making great strides because if they have a coach like Klopp that believes in them, it's not like Josie. When something go wrong, him go out there and him talk and whatever. Klopp take the blame at all times, and he's a player's coach, so he will
yeah.
get the best out of his players going forward.
I agree. I agree. So, Liverpool fans, it might hurt today. I saw Trent Alexander-Arnold got it. It seems like he was crying after the game, and it does hurt initially. But tomorrow or in a few days, once the dust settles after this, you really look back on the season. They've done a lot, like you all said. And, if they are able to secure that Champions League title, then it would have been a monumental year for them. But if they don't, then they will have further examination in the off season. But credit to them for providing a fantastic year for football lovers because they really pushed City to the limit. It's official. Cardiff and Huddersfield and Fulham will not be in the EPL next year, so we just want to make that out there. Just put that out there. Norwich and Sheffield United will be there. It's been a fascinating year for EPL football this year. The best league, as the EPL fanboys and fangirls will often say. Big ups to them. Quickly talk about Champions League review. I know, come on, you don't really want to talk about Champions League, but you can't go on it. You cannot go on it. And then we'll wrap up our show. But your main takeaway from this week, the Ajax lost to Spurs, and of course the Barcelona foolishness. But your main takeaway, and how do you see the finals? Early. Final will be on June 1st. Early thoughts on the final.
Liverpool taking the finals. I just think Liverpool is a better team. When you match up Spurs to Liverpool, but at the same time, I'm cautious because the ball is round. Because Ajax was the better team when they played against Spurs, and yet Spurs found a way to come back and beat them. Barcelona one of the biggest disappointments. I don't even know where my Barcelona jersey is. That's how bad it was for me.
Burn it up.
When I burn it up and I'm gonna keep it on hope say they examine themselves and come back better next year. But it was just a great disappointment when the first goal was scored. I was like, okay, fine. Barcelona is probably going to push a one goal in the first half, and in the second half they're going to sit back, absorb the pressure, and see out the win. But no, you sit down there and you make Liverpool come score on you and beat you. Come on, they just blew up the whole team. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So, the Ajax, I just think Ajax was just unlucky to lose to Tottenham. Not taking away from the hat trick, not taking away from the defensive play from Tottenham, but Ajax I think they took their foot off the gas, and and this is how football is. So I'm looking forward to the final. It's not going to be one of those ticky-tacky, free-flowing ball game. I see fouls on top of fouls. I see, pushes, roughing. I see red cards, yellow cards. But, I'm taking a day off from work just for it.
I think that's a Saturday. You don't need to take
off. Excuse me, refereeing. Taking off from refereeing. I'm not refereeing.
Your thoughts on the week proceedings in the Champions League?
Well, like I said earlier, I think Liverpool and Barca, the end result is fair. If you were to tell me that the legs will finish 4-3 total, I'll be like, fine, that's cool. But to hear it was a 3-0 game at first, and then the second leg 4-0 would be eyebrow raising. But we talked about that earlier. But to me, the more important one was Ajax and Tottenham. After Ajax scored that first goal, I believe, and this is hindsight now, in hindsight, but looking at the players' faces in Ajax, all their games leading up to that moment, are up until the end of the first half, all their games, all the players knew that they were the underdogs. I believe the coach made, this is just my gut feeling, the Ajax took their foot off the pedal, like Camon said. I think they finally looked up and believed that they were as good as they were playing. Yeah. And I think that is what hurt them. That was a crack in the armor that Tottenham needed, because Ajax did not change anything about their football for that 90 minutes. They did not change their style. They did not try anything. They didn't even go into a defensive shape. They just kept playing their free-flowing type of football, which told me that they finally got overconfident. They finally started to smell them britches, as the saying will go. So I think that was the key, and Tottenham was just the wounded predator, like I put on the YouTube channel last week. Two wounded predators were playing. Liverpool wounded, Tottenham wounded, and they both of them struck. So, hey.
The last matchup between Liverpool and Tottenham ended 2-1 in favor of Liverpool. That was a mouth-watering game. end-to-end stuff. And if that is going to be a reflection of the Champions League final, I cannot wait to see it because both teams will be running in for a trophy. And I know Tottenham said you don't equate. I know Come On said you don't equate Tottenham with trophy, but Pochettino is running in for a trophy, and I have to give him credit. He's doing an exceptional job. One game, let him formalize his plan. It should be a mouth-watering matchup. Regarding Barcelona, I mean Barcelona is just a bunch of foolishness. It's just a bunch of foolishness, and it doesn't work. Yeah, I think Sid Lowe of the Guardian said it best this week in an article. He said that Barcelona has lost its religion. The tiki-taka total football system evolution from the Dutch way of Cruyff way of playing. They've lost their religion, and this is what they've turned into. Both sides. That's desperately trying to win a Champions League. Any final thoughts? Big up to Ajax, though. They did well, but the better teams are in the Champions League final. Ball Chat followers, link us on Twitter, Ball Chat 1 on Twitter, Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Ball Chat Podcast, email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com, and on our Mixcloud platform at Ball Chat Podcast. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Come on.
Yes,
Enjoy
sir.
your Mother's Day. You hear me, I say?
Thank you.
And,
Will do.
and in the spirit of Kevin, ball chat, we're out.